Good morning, our people. Welcome to the program today. We are extremely excited to have you here as usual. Let's do what we do best. Click the notification button, click the like button, subscribe, all the little things that we need to do to get this across to our people. Do your best. We appreciate you showing up today. We keep reminding you all that you are a stakeholder in this movement. So do not be a spectator. Don't sit around and say, oh, I have a business plan. As soon as you guys finish our March and come and come and put my business plan into place. No. Help us, which is a good idea. It's good for people to be planning about business, but put your hands into this so we can hurry up. Really want to see what that business is all about. So welcome. Let me allow my sister to take on.
Thank you so much, Sister Munachi. Thank you, our viewers. Those that have subscribed, we thank you. We're not taking your subscription for granted, and we're not taking your presence here for granted. And if you're seeing this video for the first time, please hold on, watch till the end so that you understand how we're putting things in perspective and you will have a better understanding of everything going on in Africa. My name is Ekwi, and that's Ekutosina. Ekutosina Madibegi, Ekutosina Ndibo. You're welcome. We'll pull the first video for us, and please continue to share as you watch.
Physically, but the West continued to enslave African minds through cunning strategies that have lasting effects even today. These methods transformed Africans from physical captives to mental prisoners, distorting our identity, culture, and self-worth. Here are tools used to manipulate us. Number one, media and movies. Films like The Gods Must Be Crazy portrayed Africa as backward, dirty, and savage. These depictions were designed to make Africans ashamed of their heritage and believe that Western ways were superior. The media, controlled by Western powers, reinforced these stereotypes, shaping global perceptions of Africa and even influencing how Africans saw themselves. Number two, religion as a tool of control. The introduction of foreign religions taught Africans to fear rebellion and submit to authority, weakening the spirit of resistance. Instead of empowering people, these religions often promoted passive acceptance of oppression, teaching that suffering was virtuous and rebellion was sinful. Number three, education systems. Colonial education systems taught Africans that their history and cultures were inferior. By erasing or distorting African history, they created generations of people disconnected from their roots and dependent on Western knowledge and approval. Number four, economic dependence. After colonization, African economies were designed to serve Western interests. This economic manipulation kept African nations dependent on Western countries, ensuring that true independence was never achieved. Number five, cultural erasure. Through language, art, and societal norms, the West imposed its culture while systematically dismantling African traditions. African languages were suppressed, traditional attire was stigmatized, and indigenous beliefs were labeled as primitive. The result, mental slavery. All these tools combined to create a state of mental slavery. Africans were conditioned to see themselves as inferior, to distrust their own people, and to aspire to Western ideals that did not serve their best interests. How to break free? Reclaim our narratives. We must tell our own stories, celebrate our heroes, and restore pride in our history and culture. Educate ourselves and our youth. True education begins with understanding our history, the tactics used against us, and how to resist them. Embrace African spirituality. Reconnecting with our indigenous beliefs and practices empowers us to break free from the mental chains of fear and submission. Promote economic independence. By supporting African businesses and creating self-sustaining economies, we can reduce dependency on the West. The battle is no longer in chains, but in our minds. It's time to break free, reclaim our identity, and rise as a united Africa, proud of who we are and where we come from.
There goes that song that brings my spirit back.
Yes.
Every time. So healing. Maybe we should use it for psychotherapy in America. Eh?
My dear, just stop giving them ideas. We need it for our nation. They should continue to swallow pills like Omo. Definitely, definitely. And when you hear African spirituality, it has nothing to do with blood. No, it's direct. Build your obi, stay in your obi, talk to your chi directly. You don't need to use anything to appease your chi. Your chi is not angry with you, he's at peace with you. You're just the one not talking to your chi. Talk to your Ekekerowa, the one that made you and made you an indigenous person. Talk to him directly. Through the show, we'll give you more information on this. I was just waiting for the next video. So more confession going on, because a long time we told you that they were scamming you in the name of the Lord. Yes. Some did not believe us. Some left the show and ran away because we have said abomination. But we will not care because we are daughters of truth. We research, bring information. That's why sometimes we say things that are ahead of time because of proper research. We read wide. We go and get information everywhere information is located. Truth is sacrosanct. Truth does not expire. So anytime you get to truth, it will be that truth. So more of your pastors are coming up. This is Kumuyi, and then you're going to see the other person also. So listen, please.
People who have given everything as the prophets told them in our land, where are they today? How are they feeling? How are their children doing? How are they sending their children to school instead of the prophet that already has millions, a millionaire already, instead of him looking for the widows and say, your children who are not in school, what do you want to do? What do you want to read? And then sponsor them just for God's glory. We don't have that. We only have the people that take from the widows and they render them poorer. And they are getting richer and richer. The preachers of today, they're getting richer at the expense of the members of their church. Let somebody speak out. Let somebody tell our prophets, our preachers, our bishops that this ought not to be. Sammy, check.
Is it some type of a joke or is he on crack?
Let somebody speak out. We have been speaking out. Join us to speak out. You people have view. Don't remove yourself out of it. Well, this is what we call
Huh?
This is what we call assessor. You know, if you are getting old and you have not spoken the truth, you will be sweating. You will be like, because the people you're going to meet over there will demand that you speak the truth. If not, otari. So they better start coming out to redirect the people that they directed wrongly. This is next one. We are pulling videos.
This is unbelievable. Like, I feel like I'm hearing dog. Okay.
So that you will hear it by yourself, not Daughters of Truth said. That's why we bring the videos. Once it's out there, we bring it to you. Please continue to share, continue to like, continue to subscribe. Be patient with us. We build our case. That's how we do it here. We bring the videos, build our case, and then we analyze everything together and give you solution. At the end of the day, you'll be very informed in anything you're doing, and you'll be very intentional. You will begin to do things with a level of intentionality, not just guessing through life. No, we don't want our followers to live life.
Higher level of thinking.
Yes. Yes.
Are you aware data just came out that Nigeria just overtook India with the highest number of extremely poor people in the world? He said, I read on the internet, go and check it. I said, do you remember also that we've been teaching prosperity in Nigeria for 30 to 40 years? He said, yes. I said, so as you can see, we don't deal with data. So where is the teaching? What is the result of the teaching? If after teaching prosperity for 30 to 40 years, we now produced the highest number of extremely poor people in the world, overtaking India, whose population is 4 times or 5 times that of Nigeria. I said, something is wrong with the curriculum. He said, sir, don't say this outside. You are going to spoil business for people. I said, are you aware data just came out that Nigeria just overtook India?
This people must be smoking crack. All of them.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Truth.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God for a day like this.
So from our people that they are using for miracles, confession is also coming, telling us what they do and how they do it. Our people must be free. We are not.
Do they have a choice?
Spiritually, politically, economically, total freedom, liberation, complete. We don't want to hear, yes, I'm born again, but I'm still under the bondage of Fulani. If he's going to be freedom, he must be freedom everywhere, complete.
He say.
Arrange miracle. And this one whose eye is like high pass 4 is the person that organizes and employs all these people. While this one keeps record of everybody that is brought there and how much they are paid. Where is that their book? It's here. So you people help to deceive people, and the people will be going to the church, believing that the people are doing miracle, and then at the end of the day, they end up deceiving them. They will pay tithes, and the pastor will be making so much money. Hey, oh my God! Look at their, and how much they are paid. This one they pay more. Oh my God!
Yesterday, Tuesday,
Ndị ụwa na-ene Well, Christmas. This is how you see all this miracle in churches. Miracle. Okay. Miracles. These are the people that help to deceive people that their prayers have been answered. And people will be rushing to the church. You secretary, is this your book? Is this your book? This is your writing. You are the one that records all these people names. It's your job to pay them when they have gone to deceive people. Okay, but you're the one that records the.
Yeah, that is the person. He's like,
yeah, what is your homework? Yeah.
My name is Promise.
My
name is Promise.
Promise what?
Promise Nano.
From where?
Imo State. Imo State.
Where in Imo? I want to know the name of your town. Your people will see you.
Okay.
So that they know what you do. When you tell them you are going for Oluoyibo, you end up in Umpo. And then you'll be going from church to church, deceiving people, doing a false miracle. Then the church will be growing. People will be paying money to pastor. Which one did you do? I same work. Which one did you do? You did not tell me the name. What's the name of your town?
Mbise.
Where in Imo?
Mbise.
Mbise. Where in Mbise? Mbise has many places. Where in Mbise?
Lodge.
Lodge,
Okbala.
Obwala. Obwala.
Yes, sir.
Where in Obwala? Obwala is a big town.
Obwala Junction, Mbise.
Mbise people see your picking though. Now, boy, they go do miracle.
My name is Angel Livanusa from Cross River State.
Yes. Where in Cross River?
Okoja, Africa 1.
AK1.
Africa 1.
Yes.
I just came back today. I'm living in Agbo. I came back today. After I came back, so I was training one boy in that place at Obina side. So I went to collect my batteries. Then teach me.
Are you not part of these people?
I'm coming.
Don't tell me too many stories. I don't want too many stories.
So then I tell me that there is work. I should come and join them. So yeah. I went to One Touch. I don't know the name of the pastor, but they used to call him One Touch. So when I went there, the man did not tell me that I am married 3 men at once. I say yes, that is the only work that I do.
And they paid you money?
It's only 3,000, sir.
You too, come.
My name is David Alex.
What did you do? David, from where?
I'm from Cross River State.
Where in Cross River?
Atabon in Koja.
Yes.
So I doing the same work based on I don't know what to do.
Yes.
So they went there, they give prophecy, I claim it. So later we go back.
You go back and you give testimony. That the testimony has worked.
Yeah, so they give me 3,000.
Oh, sorry for all of you. Sorry.
Saying this entire world is geared to be loud and noisy.
We're just trying to bring these things for liberate our people. We are, first of all, to show you that what they're doing is business, is marketing. And they have to package what they're using to market whatever so that they will draw you in. It's not Christ they're preaching. It's not. That's why you see there's so much fighting, competition. They fight themselves, do everything because they are not bringing God. They're not introducing you to God. It's your money they're after. And that's why when Ninas is telling them, let's fix Nigeria, let's fix Africa, so that there will be fairness, equity, and everybody will be comfortable. No, they don't want that, because when you fix Nigeria, their bad job will stop. Because as na aniadi homma burundize. So, like when the land is not good, it's okay for criminals to operate. And we don't want that anymore. We want a society that is orderly. That is what we want.
I want you to Google with your phone and ask, what is the most valuable resources of United Kingdom? You'll not find anything meaningful. The only thing you're going to find is a group of people feeding off from other people. Just the work of parasites. They don't have gold, but England have the biggest reserve gold in their banks. They don't have oil, but they also have the highest oil companies here in Africa and also there over their land. Africa is now like a farmland to the Europeans, where they can harvest as much as they want. They control us through religion, and they control us through education, also controlling us through politics. Look at what is happening to Africa. But I'm so grateful that the light is coming to Africa once again. So it was in the beginning, so shall it be at the ending. And when this chaos ends, Africa will be great again.
Do they have a choice?
Yes.
Do they have a choice?
They
Not
don't.
at this time, my people, not at this time. It is what it is.
So you see here, we don't lament. We bring solution and we explain it to you. So when we bring the issues to you, it's just to point them out to you for you to know what is going on. Then we bring Nina's video to point you to where the solution is located, so that you will stop losing your loved ones in the name of one Biafra, one whatever. No, you do not need to lose your life. Women, you do not need to lose your husband because we are looking for freedom. No, we've told you that the work that Nina has done is going to bring freedom to every indigenous person. You just follow instruction, just follow guidance. That's what we say. And as daughters of the land, especially from Igbo land, it breaks our hearts when we hear that this person has been assassinated, this person, that blood there, it breaks our hearts because we are bringing life, not death. That thing you heard, Biafra or death, is a scam. It's a scam the way the churches are preaching whatever they are tithe and offering to you, and in name of the Lord. Please share this video. Let it get to our people. You do not need to die anymore. You do not need to lose your husbands, your children for any scam. Some people are living abroad. They send your children to go inside the evil forest and do whatever they're doing. Please, we are begging you. Please, please, do not turn our land into chaos. We beg you. Come closer. Come and be informed. Come and be equipped. Then you will know what to do. You don't need to lose your life for self-determination. It is your right. But there's a way it has to be done. There is a process. There is the right formula. Thank you.
or those who say they want good governance. You can't have good governance or rule of law under a constitution that render both impossible. And so it is an aggregation of all of those desires that, we say, here is a mechanism for making it happen. And so taking down that constitution that emplaced the union and imposed the terms of the union, the confiscation of our sovereignty, the 36-state structure, the 704 local government area that's become a tier of government without any discussion, the 68 items of exclusive list that sees all everybody's economic assets and the power to work those assets. Those are all the things that are contained in that constitution. So every single thing you suffer is coming from that constitution before any other factor. So if you were there crying about your resources that are seized by Nigeria, it is that constitution. If you are there crying about the killings happening to you in the Middle Belt, it is that constitution that make it impossible for you to organize your security. You can't touch gun, arms and ammunition on that exclusive list. Or you are talking about bad governance and corruption, it is that constitution that creates everything. The sections are all there for everybody to see. And so 75% of the task was in taking down that constitution. And we had to undertake that component. The other ones are 5% that goes into how we can create the consensus, the cohesion, the internal cohesions we needed across the broader blocks that make up Nigeria. Like in the lower Niger, you see that there was the Biafra challenge, and so you couldn't tell whether the Ijaw was happy to be with the Ogoni and the Igbo and all of that. The cohesion we needed to create internally, get them to sit down and discuss their challenges and how they were going to come out of it together. That was 5%. It was a lot of work. So it's 5% of the overall task. Because if you didn't sort out that, everything you are doing to try to put anything in any particular direction, because it's the oil that keeps Nigeria together as at now. If you don't find some way to make it something that to bring the proposition that will settle everybody's headache, you are wasting your time. So in that part of the country, cohesion. Then the alliance had to be one to exclude the people who are invading everybody. And so the multi-regional alliance of the South and the Middle Belt, which then became this NINAS, in the face of the Sharia that was imposed, in the face of the feudalism that was there all the time. We've seen how it played out. At every point in time, check who created all the states and all the local government areas and who imposed this constitution of 1979 and 1999. You will find their address in that portion, that is in yellow color in the map below behind. And so it was always that enemy imposing what will serve its own purpose. And so we needed to create an alliance of that's another 5%. The one of the lower Niger, the Midwest, and the Eastern region as nationalities was 5%. The one of getting the East, the West, and the Middle Belt to work together against the invader caliphate was another 5%. And then we go to the question of the international. What would the international stakeholders in the affairs of Nigeria, what would they do? We saw it in 1967. We saw what they did. It was all about oil. Let's kill off the owners, and all of us will own and share forever. Go on, signed up for them for 50 years. You can own it. Give us, the surplus from your profits, in operating it. That was what Gowon signed for them. And that was what prevailed until we don't know what Buhari had done with them. That was why they had to get rid of Jonathan. We're saying that international, the international stakeholder community, we found a way to get into, sitting down with them. At the UN, we were able to get the instrument that dealt with self-determination in 2007, right after Pronaco. I had the privilege of requesting Professor Wole Soyinka to go to Kofi Annan, and between the three, himself, Kofi, and myself, I had to suggest what could be done. That instrument came out. The reason we are giving all these details is that all these many years that we had to do all these many things, it was like submarine. We had to operate the enemy. It would have been dangerous to allow the enemy to know where it was all going. So they didn't see. And it was in concealing it from that enemy that most of our people who did not pay attention to know that something was going on. You hear most of them say, it seemed they missed what we were doing because they didn't see the masses rioting on the street around our propositions. Now we have done all of those things, the 75% that had to do with taking down the constitution, practically completed. That's why the government is running around now to replace the constitution. What other way do you want them to say that the constitution has been defeated? So that you see the National Assembly saying they're going to write another constitution. You see Fokbonda and his principal, Tinubu, banding around some dummy they want to sell to you. The important thing is that they now all acknowledge, they all now realize that the constitution, Emeka Anyaoku said the constitution is illegitimate. Acknowledgement has happened. It can become formal when they make an announcement the type South Africa made in 1990. And so where we are now is that there's only one lot of, what is left is the part that involves the public, the part that involves the populace. Because at the time we were dealing with, the one of taking down the 1999 constitution, the Pronaco you all saw. It was those who had to come, the nationalities were, approached, and they came as they were represented, and the processes led to the draft that came from it, that became the benchmark for initiating the challenge against the 1999 constitution in 2007. You remember the suit in which Nohoro, Soyinka, Ojukwu, Ono, and 6 other people were plaintiffs. It fell on me to file that suit, and so these were the things that were being done quietly to prepare the ground for this joint jailbreak that we are now heading to. There was the MNN declaration of June 30th, 2011, by which the nationalities were mandated to go and prepare their positions, their charters, their draft constitutions in readiness for referendum that will come. Because the matter of reworking Nigeria, reconstruction of the damaged constitutional basis of Nigeria into independent units of successor sovereign states, or a confederation, a loose confederation, or even a proper federation in which the units will have their constitutions and be in charge of their affairs while federating. These are the things that we targeted. These were the options. But the people who by referendum decide the degree of autonomy they wanted. So June 20th, 2011, the nationalities were mandated to go in the formations they have already made out to go and make out their constitutions. And then as they began to work, they had to come to solemn assemblies by which they announced to the international community that they were fed up with the Nigerian unitary arrangement and that they would rather go off on their own if Nigeria would not come to discuss with them. So on the 27th of April in 2015, the nationalities of the Lower Niger, that's the old Eastern region and Midwestern region, the nationalities there, the Ijaw, the Anang, the Efik, the Ogoni, the Ebdo, Igbo, all of them to Ogoja, were gathered in Port Harcourt to, in their solemn assembly to declare their desire to, to assert their self-determination. In 2017, September 7, at the Adamas Stadium, you all remember, in Ibadan, the Yoruba Solemn Assembly. Then the Middle Belt, so in the Emergency Assembly of Makurdi, July 18, 2018. So the 3 blocks you see in the MNN, in the NINAS Alliance had, by solemn assemblies, repudiated the 1999 Constitution and declared their intention to assert their self-determination in an orderly form. Then December 11, 2018 was a Freedom Park proclamation. Then the constitutional force majeure that came December 16, 2020. That was the 75%. All of this were done to set the basis, to set the stage for the decommissioning, the forceful decommissioning of the 1999 Constitution in a manner that does not become Somalia first. And so that had been performed. The one of creating the internal cohesion, the 55% of all the other things we told you before have been completed. And so we have come now to inform everybody that what is left is for the public is for the populace to come in and do their part. The populace is now to connect with what has been done and do their own part. There are only two things left now. That process of connecting the populace to what has been done will take the form of explaining to them 4 things that will bring them to relate with the NINA's 5-point proposition, something that can deliver them from the monster called Nigeria in a matter of weeks or months from now, if they pay attention. The first thing they need to know is that all their problems flow from that constitution. Whether it is hunger that is tormenting you, or killings that is happening around you, or any kind of thing, or the electricity you don't have, or the roads you don't have, or the welfare that the corruption you see, the impunity that compounds it, everything happening to you flows from that constitution. That's item 1. The solution to your problem, every other thing you are told is a deceit, is a lie. The solution to your problem is the termination of the life of that constitution. That's item 2. Item 3 is that it is by election that oxygen that gives life to that constitution is delivered, and you are the one who has to deliver it. And so shutting down further national elections under that constitution is the mechanism for taking down that constitution. We need to understand that very clearly. So everybody who comes to invite you to come to go to election with them is inviting you to come to renew your damnation. So if you are being slaughtered, you'll be slaughtered some more. Look back since 1999, whether there's been anything that improved for you.
Nope.
But the people who come to invite you every 4 years, look at their own lives. They've abandoned you. They live in another world where they share in billions, where you can feed. And so election every 4 years is the mechanism by which you reinforce your own damnation, your own calamities. And so NINAS is saying you need to understand that you are the one who goes to do that you remember the turtle on the pole. There's no how the turtle gets to that position if you do not lift it from the ground. You as voter, you as the one that goes to get PVC to vote at the election, you are the one who has to select among the turtle, whether it's turtle P2B or turtle Tinubu or turtle Atiku. You are the one who has to select the turtle you take up to the poll. But once they get to that poll, that constitution already settles what is going to happen to you.
Right.
It has settled what they're going to gain. That's why they come to prostrate for you before the election. But the day after the election, they shut you down and remind you that your life is not as important as that of the president. That was what Akpabio was telling the people who are quarreling about buying a new presidential jet in the midst of this hunger. And so it is in your hand 100% to go to renew the life of that constitution one more time. You've done it 6 times. You did it 99, you did it 2003, you did it 2007, 11, 15, 19. You did it again in 2023. Look at the outcome. Look at the people who invited you to that foolishness. See where they are, sharing their benefit. Look at where you are, looking for money to feed, and running between kidnappers and terrorists and all kinds of things. That your life is upside down. Your currency is in free fall. They don't care because they have theirs in dollars. Anyhow, they gather the billions, they turn it to dollar. Them and their children are flying around the world in their private jets. And so election, shutting down the journey to election, because no matter who wins, all the political parties subscribe to that constitution that render you slave. That's where the key is, to shut down the possibility of any election. And we're not talking about boycott here. Boycott is on the day of voting. We're saying inside 2024, you must now join in saying that you will not go to renew the life of that constitution by another election in 2027. You have to say so loudly that the political parties will begin to close shop where you are. Don't allow them start the discussion. For who amongst the wicked subscribers to 1999 constitution, whether they're of PDP or of APC or Labour Party or ABGA, all of them subscribe to that constitution. It is then you who have to decide whether you want to go and aid them for the 7th time to renew the life of that constitution so that you remain in your misery while they continue to climb in their opulence. And so that's the number 3 thing you have to bear in mind. We already said all your problems flow from that constitution. The solution to your problem is to shut down the life of that constitution. The mechanism for doing that shutting down is to shut down the possibility of another election so that we can go and solve this problem, or we dissolve the union. Some will say, election in 2027, how do we shut it down now? Item 4 you need to know is that you must now demand a transition for union reconstruction. You must now demand, in place of election, that is what you have to mount your rooftops and proclaim to the hearing of the whole world. That's what the whole world is waiting for you to do now. To say you reject this constitution, therefore you are not going to another election under it, and therefore we must go to transition now to solve this union dispute. Otherwise, the union is in dissolution. You must say it. Just say it.
How?
We've not asked you to go and get AK-47. We've not asked you to go and do riot so that you get killed. If you refuse to listen to what will solve the problem, and you continue in the foolishness of going to renew your enslavement, your bondage, and all the things that you see in the midst of it, it will be your choice. It is when you know these 4 things that you can now relate properly with the 5-point proposition of NINAS. What are those 5 points? You remember, the first one we say the union, the country, those operating in Nigeria must now acknowledge the union dispute. That is, that there are grievances across the land that have become a dispute that must now be resolved. That's item 1. Does that not connect with the first thing? Item 2 in the 5-point demand is that constitution must now be decommissioned wholesale. It has to become your demand, not NINA's demand. Item 3, no further national elections. It must become your demand until the government goes to do what South Africa did in 1990 with apartheid by making an announcement that they are going to solve the problem. And item 4, that it has to be according to what NINAS wrote in that 5 points, to say it is the owners of sovereignty, not the government, not the National Assembly, not Benjamin Kano, not Fakwahunda, that will write. You have to sit down as the owners of sovereignty to decide what you do. And then you insist on a time-bound announcement for how and when. The NINAS proposition is the only proposition on the table today in Nigeria that identifies clearly what the problem is, what the solution is, when the problem will be solved, how the problem will be solved, and who will do what and what in that solution. There's no other proposition that can answer those 5.
Yep.
I would think that if we dress back and pay attention, we can be out of this calamity in a matter of 2-3 months. We stop there. Thank you.
Odogwu, I'm gonna chamber 1. I'll get it out. My dear, when I know that I have somebody like Tony, I did dance in the spirit. Hey, IG Okwe. Yes. My brother GD Okwe, he's so articulate. So let those that are running inside the bush here go and run. And we're not here to chase that around. We are evidence-based on what we are doing, bounded by so much information that we're not going to have a motor park discussion, meeting discussion, beer parlor discussion. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Come and engage us on a higher level of thinking. And it's not something that you will do magomaga and it will happen. Guess what? You have to do the work. You have to do the work. The brain work before it will start changing. Word without end. You'll be burning money, spilling blood. Every unimaginable things will be happening. And then the other day I was at the store, I saw God buying Okwanake. That's why he doesn't hear all this blackmailing. Because when you're chewing Okwanake, my dear, it makes so much noise in your ears and nose, you can't hear anything.
Yep.
When you stop deceiving yourself, the video is there. I am going to post this video. That should be your Bible. If you continue to give your money to your criminal pastors, he will come and tell you, I don't know why they take your money. It's supposed to go to the poor.
Oh my goodness.
What is this?
Nothing I've not seen.
I put on the buy now. I'm gonna merry go round. I am 18 since. na-etiri ndị be anyị mkpu since ụmụada Chineke nyere unu ka ha gbara unu ama ndị na-eme anya ukwu a na-eme anya ukwu ndị na-emesị they want to be seen, they want to be heard. We want freedom for our people ndị ara.
Yes.
Don't you get it? 5 years of saying the same thing. Haven't we remained consistent and persistent? Have we sold anything here to you? That one. I'll allow my sister to go on.
Yes, my dear. Ndi nasa is an answer. Open confession. The things we've been saying. Please take this video. Those from Yoruba land, our brothers and sisters from Yoruba land, share this video with Mayogu Diary. I heard him say he doesn't know what to do. Hey, wait, this one is capping. That one happened like this. What do we do? Lamentation. Not in 2024. If you are educated, if you have found yourself living somewhere abroad, by now you should have known that everything has a process. Lamentation is not part of it. I don't know what to do. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And then millions of people are following you. And you are clicking them.
They want to be making money on YouTube while you're acting as if they're trying to do something.
It's so heartbreaking. Share this video with him. Even if it's just the 5-point agenda, just this Nina's video that he was able to bring himself down to listen. I don't know whether they're high on any drugs, because if you're not high on something, this whole thing is very easy to understand. Then you explain it to the shippers that are following you. Very simple. This assignment is very simple. You know what? The way we are warning people, sending out our alarm, now the church people can't hide anymore because truth is out. So they're all coming from all angles to confess. That's what will still happen to those of you creating content with the blood of our people in the name of you're supporting them for freedom, where you don't know where they're going to, people that are leading our people into evil forests. That's what you will share. You will be disgraced eventually, because that's what truth will do to you. Eventually, you will go and watch those videos and be ashamed of yourself. Remember, internet does not change. It doesn't lie.
It does not forget.
It doesn't forget, exactly. Internet does not forget. My sister, go ahead.
Absolutely. So it goes with our topic today: stop the empires of evil and make Africa great again. Stop the empires of evil and make Africa great again. I'm so excited in my spirit because our children are waking up, even if the doors pant in our belt, pant na waist. How can I wonder what's up? You're walking 70, you think you're still was up in. Oh, I forgot. You're still a youth. The worship of youthfulness is still there. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male, female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and on every living creature that moves on the ground. This is according to Genesis 1 from 27 to 28. So from the above mandate for mankind on earth, you can see there is no mention of human being having dominion over human being. But unfortunately, the criminal empires, builders of empires, the colonial terrorists and their kingdom and their monarchs, they obviously missed that part. And they're supposed to have brought us religion, right? They conveniently missed that portion of it. So whether you see an empire as an extensive group of states or countries under a single supreme authority or a large commercial organization owned and controlled by one person or group, the truth remains that Africa has been bedeviled by a number of evil international and local empires. So these political, religious, and social empires have selfish, greedy. I can't get my stuff to move. Give me a minute. I don't know why it's frozen.
Please continue to share for us. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you. We appreciate you for being here.
Yes, thank you. My screen froze. So what do you see an empire? Oh, so these political, religious, and social empires have selfish, greedy, and very wicked emperors and empresses who see members of African communities as being less than themselves. So they oppress and suppress our citizens through every available means and tools. Anything that can do the work, they will go for it. But if Africa must be great again, we, you, me, and all the rest of them, the indigenous peoples must join hands together, and through the Nina's proposition, we must break free from this evil empire and make Africa what? Great again. It's not far-fetched. It's not impossible. Our children are yearning for a day like that. Our children are yearning for a time where they will be proud of their African skin, where they will not be bamboozled into marrying somebody else that doesn't like them because they want to have some privilege called white privilege, you know, because that we know that's what it's all about. And we see it backfire all the time. So creating a place where our children will feel a sense of pride should be every parent's priority at this point. Should be, if you are giving birth, it should be your priority. So let me pull up the PowerPoint for the day while my sister add.
Thank you so much. Yes, please continue to share, continue to subscribe. You do not want to miss any part of this information, because on this show, we break down everything for you. We connect the dots, make it make sense to you, because of course, this is an era of logic and critical thinking. We want everything. Anybody telling you that, oh, just follow, no. We want it to make sense to you. Then when it makes sense to you, it becomes your own. It becomes your truth. Now it's easier for you to teach it. It's easier for you to share it. And that is why we do it the way we do. That's why we bring PowerPoint also. So that if you're not hearing, you are seeing. If you can't hear, you will read it. At the end, you will be informed. Thank you.
Yep, at the end, you will be informed. Stop the empires of evil and make Africa great again. Our objectives today is to look at how these so-called evil empires destroyed Africa, Nigeria in particular, how we can make Africa great again, and then some take-home points as well as announcements. And of course, we cannot move further without reminding ourselves where we currently occupying the space that belongs to Osman Dan Fodio, according to his terrorist assertion. So that if we do not do anything to get ourselves out of that place, we'll continue to have the same issues that we have. Nothing will change for you. They will go to each other's wedding. They will meet each other in London and go for a golf. They will drink tea in Dubai. And then during Christmas, the Alhaji will bring goats, 20 goats for his friends on the other side to eat. Why you? I can't even why you. And you think something is going on. By the way, the videos that we've shared today, we are using for educational purposes only. So let's start with this definition of an empire. Like we mentioned before, an empire is an extensive group of states and countries under a single supreme authority. It could also be a large commercial organization owned or controlled by one person or group. So for a person, group, country, etc. to accumulate so much power and authority, there must be domination and suppression of others. And that often goes with destroying the land, with killing, and anything else that goes along their plan. Such systems, kingdoms, and institutions of men, they thrive by limiting humanity. They are anti-God, even though they will come out to the church, they will sit at the front, because that's what they do. They will commit all kinds of atrocities. And then the bishop will give them the first front chair to sit at. We see that all the time. So to limit humanity and humans, these evil people involve mind manipulation and programming, which we know is called witchcraft. But they will tell you what we do is witchcraft. But everything that they do here is all about witchcraft. People are hearing voices, people are being manipulated, people are being taught to hate themselves. I mean, what other freaking witchcraft are you talking about? When you are told that you're not good enough, that you have to do your hair, put a fake lash, put a fake butt, put a fake lips, put a fake nails, put a fake everything. What other witchcraft are we defining here? But that's what this evil empire, that's what they have managed to do to us. They destroyed our civilization through all these evil international local empires with wicked emperors and empresses. You can see, according to Simone, she said the oppressor will not be strong if he did not have accomplices among the oppressed. We've told you guys this over and over again, but we've figured if you see a white person say it, it may make sense, because nothing we tell our people makes sense until their slave masters will say it. We know about the Kotumas in our land back in the days, and we know their children are still at work. They didn't die, and all their children died, though. Yes. They are still in business.
The Warren Chiefs.
The Warren Chiefs. They are still in business. Nothing changed. As a matter of fact, the more you don't like your people, the more these people will empower you, because they know that they will use you to destroy your people. So they oppress and suppress these citizens through every available means. Whatever they need to do, if they have to allow Adeboye to come here and open 50 million churches so that we, the Nigerians, the so-called Nigerians, will not be able to politically organize ourselves, because we are still waiting on the Lord. The Indians and the Chinese are busy forming a voting bloc. We are busy going to midweek services with Adeboye and his special guests from Nigeria, because God will do it for us. So whatever they will allow to come through to confuse you, they will do it. They will use people that call themselves sent with one watch, with very annoying voice. They will use them and make it sound like it's going to bring you change that you want. But look back, we've been voting since the 19 Brigade. Nothing has changed for any of us. Every time we turn around, it's worse. And they keep making it sound like it's gonna come, just vote this time around, it's gonna come. Our brother led us to understand that every time you go and do that voting round, you are renewing your damnation. So don't you dare wake up in the middle of the night and be barbering through the night. Don't disturb your neighbors that are trying to sleep, because you're so stupid, you cannot follow simple instruction on how you can get rid of your tormentors. Don't go be doing that. We know them, they use anything that they can use. They use lottery system to take the brain out of our people. And we are jumping. Oh, testimony time, I just got visa to America. Hey, Zukora, oh, we are doing you a favor. Yeah, come, leave your land, come to America and leave. Why is our land not working? We have oil and gas and all the minerals. Why is it not working? Ndonye visa. You can see these are part of the systems. The way that they destroy us as for who we are. It's nothing new. Names of these empires and tools used against Africa. The Roman Empire, we know what they did, still doing. Because as we're telling you, our people will go and spend $3 million. Our brothers will be dying of sickness. They want to fly so they can go and kiss the hand of the Pope.
Yeah.
Papa visit,
Papa audience.
That money can never go to our people, because if it does, then you cannot kiss the white hand, you'll be kissing black hands.
Yes, sir. You have to kiss white hand.
It has to be the white one, because any other thing doesn't take the place.
From the mouth to the other place, you kiss everywhere. You kiss the boots, kiss everything.
It's unbelievable.
Sad.
They came through the Arabic Empire, where you have to travel out of your land to go and visit your God.
And then turn around to kill to buy your neighbors in the name of that God that you went to visit.
Yes. Does that even make sense? What kind of a wicked God that will leave you in a random place and tell you to come in another random place to visit him? What kind of a random wicked God is that? They will tell us we have democracy. Go ahead, my dear.
No, and then you have to kill. We're talking about the Arabic. You have to kill your neighbors so that they'll give you 70 virgins when you get the buy and stuff. Does that make sense?
Insane.
Does that make sense? Please go ahead.
That is insane. The God that will wait for you to come and die first, when other people are here living heaven on earth. He's waiting for you to die first. What a wicked God. They will tell us we have democracy. The same democracy. I'm still waiting. I've been watching all the ads they are running through this American election campaign. And I'm hoping to see our Nollywood stars coming to tell Americans to vote.
Oh.
Look, I thought that is the way to do it. Where are the Nollywood stars that are known? They are known on Amazon Prime. They are known on all these places. People said there, one American was telling me about some movie on Netflix. So Americans do know African actresses and actors. Where are you guys going to do an ad and tell Americans to go and vote?
Whether they will abuse the hell out of them. It's what they did to Obama for trying to tell them what to do and who to vote for. They finished him up because there's freedom of speech.
So these people did not bring or teach us anything. Nothing. Everything they brought was for their own good. And that's another thing that we need to start doing. If we start looking at everything that they gave you is for their own benefit, I think it's a game changer. They never meant for anything good for you. Your presence annoys them. Your being destroys their psyche. Before these criminals came, we had kingdoms. We had organized communities and societies before the colonial terrorists showed up. You can see the picture of our sister there. I don't know who brought this out. May God bless you.
Yep.
The last time I looked, that girl looked like my second daughter.
Yes. I kept looking at her, honestly.
If I didn't know, I would have thought that was her.
Oh my God.
But we are being told that all we are doing was running in the forest until they came with their white Jesus boats. When these people were known to come and learn, and for you to learn anything, mathematics, science, you have to come to Africa to learn it. They stole everything and turned it around because our ancestors, Iflefus. Oh yeah, welcome to the neighborhood. Everybody is good. Come in. When our opponents are operating by, you're a criminal or proving otherwise. Our own is like, you are my friend until you victimize me.
And which was supposed to be the right thing? Because it's humanity. It's about humanity, right?
Yeah, they are not human.
But they're not humans. So that's what these people are not human. So don't treat them like human beings. Don't assume they're humans.
Yeah, you can. That's where we made a mistake. We thought it was the angel because you don't know when God is going to visit you as an angel. You don't know that devil himself came to visit you.
They took our kindness for granted and stole everything, destroyed our relationship, and turned our people into slaves. That's so unfair. That's so unfair.
Ha! Look at these people here. Look at this house of Ayedepo.
See the castle.
Swimming pool.
Yes.
What do you mean? The house is suspended over some type of water.
My dear, I don't even know what the thing is.
Oh, getting off you.
Getting off you.
Yeah, seed sowers and tithe collectors. Yes. It's like that. And the one look like Adiboye. He looks like he's living in a university. Is that a university or a home?
Dear, I do not even know. You can't even, like, you'll be asking yourself, this is in Nigeria? What? That are showing us people in Oshodi. Look at the house of the seed sowers, the tithe giver, payers. You see where they're living? Their tithes has not come. The dividend of their tithes has not come. Tithes giver, payers, seed sowers, and then your pastors are receiving the tithes and seeds and making investments to secure the future of their children and their grandchildren.
Why is none of these mega pastors an Igbo guy when the Igbos are all the ones giving all this money? Is that confusing to you, or is that just me? All these rich ones, Sonora, Lagos, Nahini, they are all the ones, because the last time I checked, 80% of them are your brothers and sisters going there to give them money.
Yeah. That means now every guy now, every guy Mugu.
So we don't know how to live in a university and institution and call it a home.
everything. Everybody wants to take us, dupe us in the name of the Lord.
It's not even that they took the money and left us with our mental health. They took everything. They took the money. They took the mental stability. People are afraid of everything. You're afraid of woke. You're afraid of wine. You're even afraid of grandmother. I heard that sometimes they will stone grandmother that has Alzheimer and think she's evil.
Yes.
They took everything. They will kill a child and say the child is demonic. And the people taking their money are living in affluence. Fear everywhere. You can't even give your used clothes to your sister because these criminals will tell you that if you give your clothes to your sister, she will steal your destiny. You can't even give money. They will say, give tithes, don't give to the poor. No wonder we have criminals all over our land. Brothers and sisters, think about it. When our parents were taking care of the people in the village, helping them out, did you ever come home and you were afraid?
No.
As a matter of fact, once they see your car, manding on our head, they will follow your car to follow you home so they can help
Praying
you.
for you. Praying for you.
Can't you see that these people did the reverse on us?
They did.
You're afraid of your cousin. You're afraid of your stepmother. You're afraid of your village. You're afraid of your house. You're afraid of your bedroom. Hell!
Afraid of even your God that loves you so much and created you, put you on a land flowing with milk and honey. You are afraid he will kill you if you say anything.
Meanwhile, these people are gallivanting everywhere with their limousine.
Yes.
They're not even taking limousine for special occasions anymore. They use it for everyday driving.
Everyday movement, religious empire.
Ha! Who did this? Who did this voodoo? Left our people desperate. Desperate that a woman was caught last week with somebody else's child inside a rice bag. We know what she's planning to do with that. You see it everywhere. Capitalism, unfair trade is everywhere. Stealing to impoverish Africans.
Yes.
Stealing and stealing and stealing. Every time you wake up, dollar has added another 5 naira. Every time you wake up, from where to where? How is a land with oil and gas struggling to make it in the international community? Can you make it make sense?
Because everything is being stolen away.
Can anyone make it make sense if not by design? That this whole thing is by design.
It is by design.
And as long as you are there thinking, look at a portfolio. What is it talking about now? You will die at the Mediterranean Sea. If it's not enough that they're stealing from us, causing us mental instability, causing us family problems, causing us relationship problems, they are also bringing foods that are filled with cancer carcinogens in it, cancer-causing agents. Look at the Indomin. I took a picture of Ede the other day and I sent it to my cousin, Ede Nabo.
Yes.
To show them how much he sold a pound here. We should show it to them at one of our shows.
Yeah.
Ede is like $219 a pound. So for you to get a stick of not Ede, apple. For you to get a stick of apple, maybe this big, you're looking at $5.72. One, because the apple is so medicinal that you know, like the medicinal. That's how, by the way, Americans or people watching, if you come here, all those expensive things at the stores, those are the things that are healthy for you, especially in the produce sections.
Yes.
They are very expensive. If it's not expensive, it probably has a lot of chemicals that they use to preserve it.
Yeah.
The same thing with Ede. But our people will abandon Ede and eat Indomie.
Indomie.
Or Indomie.
Yeah, you're right.
Chemical. All you have to do, put water. Did your forefathers go and get water and put in anything and eat it like that? Because they want you out. Every time we turn around, our brothers are online begging, my kidney has failed.
Yeah, kidney failure
has failed.
All the organs destroyed.
Have we ever heard of kidney failure before when we are eating?
No, our people will live up to 120 years. Strong. Because what you're eating has chemical, formalin, the frozen fish, frozen this, all these things that are bringing for you. They have what they used to embalm the dead people. You are embalming your body while you are alive. Why won't all your kidneys and all the organs die?
Please, return back to your home food. I promise you that that God they told you to abandon, the God of our ancestors, he who did not put you in a place where the food will not sustain you.
No.
He will never do that.
Never.
You guys pray to him, but you dismiss him when it comes to certain things. He will never do that. The people that are taking from you are the capitalist criminals, packaging things to sell.
Business empire. Fashion
Business empires. Anytime you see them packaging stuff, run from it.
Yes.
My patient was telling me the other day, he said, oh, it makes sense now. If there's no label, that means it's healthy. I said, let's start from there. That makes sense. These people have labeled everything, tracked everything, mix it, pack it in a bag, all for them to take money and for you to go and see your ancestors.
Told you stop eating Maggie. We told you stop. We've mentioned all these things to you here on this show. Go back to Ogiri. Go back to natural ginger, what they call garlic, natural things. Go back, women, go back to natural things. Remove your fake nails. Go and put pepper in back of your house. Go and put leaves or nubo. That's how your ancestors survived. Go back, remove fake things. Have you seen white people fixing nails like vulture? It's only you. You will fix nail. You will fix nash. You will fix hair. Only you. Body mutilation. Only you. Because of low self-esteem. Your family. You can't feed your family. You come on social media. You want to pose. You want to do this. And those that cannot meet up will go and start looking for people's children to sell. Because they want to meet up with the stupid fashion empire. Nadia, go ahead.
It's unbelievable, my sister. It is unbelievable. And then as if that's not enough, these people they bamboozle us with misrepresentation, disinformation, propagandas, and lies. Our sister the other day was able to put the amount that we are losing in the dollar amount that we are losing from this narrative of misrepresentation and disinformation and propaganda, because we don't appreciate things. We don't know. We may say, hey, how could we know about Sam? But how we are now costing the $4.2 billion. Do you know what $4.2 billion can do to our education sector? And it's all by design.
Yes.
They work hard every time. Oh, yes, African children, hungry children, war here, killings here, this here, destructions here. You will never hear that people are even having a wedding and it's the best wedding that anybody have been to. You can never hear that we have a very nice places in our area that you can go and visit and your chi will return back to you. They will never show that.
No, they won't. It's an empire, media empire. Media empire for misrepresentation and misinformation. Lies and propaganda. That is the section. That is the section of that particular empire. That's the work it does.
Oh, that's part of the tools, that's the so that's the departments. They are intentional about what they're doing.
In all their ways.
That's the danger when you allow your enemies to tell your stories.
Okay.
Because what they will do is to paint you evil, paint you as uncivilized, and whatever else they deem necessary to keep you down. Our movie producers will sell wrong narratives. I remember back in maybe 20 years ago when Osofia was profiled here in 2020 Friday shows. I forgot what it's called. They do that show every Friday. This Osofia, they profiled him and he was going, I go chop your money, disappear. How they were taking children and burying them under houses before they can build their house so that they can make money off of that. And people in Kenya or Ghana started practicing that for real. From what they saw in your so-called Nigerian movies. So the American TV profiled it, and Sophia was the main character of I Go Take Your Money, Disappear. He's the one kidnapping and burying children.
Can you imagine?
Which American movies have you seen where they're picking up children, if not the ones that actually happened?
Never.
They demonize our children with their demonic, meaningless lyrics that will cause them to lose who they are, singing the same thing over and over again to manipulate their minds. As if that's not enough. When we tell you that this is multifactorial, people think it's a joke. They're going from everywhere. They will come up with their love is love phenomenon. Love is love. You can't blame you can't choose who you love. You can't love who you love. But the last time I looked, all the rich white people were picking up white chicks to marry and producing white children. That every time my brothers sign up for any kind of contract, love is love will kick in. Their wife has to be white or else. That's how much low self-esteem these people want. Even in 2024, even with their millions, their minds and their brain is so twisted. You would think they will have a mother that say, like our mother used to do, like this woman on your child ain't coming here. Oh, the mother will say, you're marrying white. Father, I thank you. And then they will start profiling her all over. Onyocha is going to be our PR for the Anambra State. You're gonna use one Onyocha.
Yeah.
Are you guys mad?
They are. Definitely they are. They're not okay now. They're not okay. It's mental illness.
Modern day African slaves, they buy their own tickets by themselves.
Yes.
They drain their wealth by themselves. They do love is love outcome and make money for their oppressors. And they will continue to oppress you because you do not want to go back to who you are. You do not want to accept that your ancestors are not criminals, but rather the criminals are on the other side, those people. A brother here, Robert Odiahi, I don't know what kind of name is that. Anyhow, he came up with the outcome of love is love phenomenon that we hear all the time. Because we are being forced to take over this. Go and look, put it side by side. Maybe I'll look up the picture. I'll get a picture of all the white athletes empire and show you who the wives are. And then I'll turn around and get the black one. And then we'll see if love is loving. If that math is matching up. As we're speaking, our brothers are losing money. They are losing their children. They are losing everything over love is love. And then when they are poor, they will go and look for my sister to come and start every say a good morning. Why do you have to say that good morning like that? Hey, the shoe When you on your choto and Kabe mega arrest, one phone call, they will come and take your $1 million behind to British prison.
Yep.
Let's stop this madness. Insane. My sister, please go ahead.
Yes, my dear. We're talking about the evil empires that destroyed Africa. We're breaking it down for you, putting them in categories. So this one is slave trade. That's the empire, either by marriage or by brain drain. Because of time, we'll not read out all the things that some of our people that have gone to go and marry the descendants of their oppressors what lost. And we'll move on to the next thing. So, like we said, when you now when they say love, we ask our people, this love between the black man and the daughters of the oppressors, is it even a real love? Is it fake? Is it not fake?
Sister, if they can find a knife to cut out the private part like their fathers did, that will happen first.
So you see, love at what cost? You see that this kind of love cannot happen without money or wealth. Are you surprised that the African women are now demanding more from African men? Because they feel that they have been taken for granted. If you can do all this for daughters of your oppressors, why can't you do that for your sisters? Okay. Why is it when it comes to your sister, Arana Bakasege, you want this, you want that, you want that to submit, you want that to bow, you want that to do this. But you are busy bowing to the daughters of your oppressors, doing everything for them. If you know how to treat women right, why can't you treat your own sisters right as well? Black women are now revolting, shouting, especially now that they are asking them, what do you bring to the table? What are you bringing to the table?
Which table?
Which table? I'm telling you. After they have done all the that cost them millions, you want them to bring what to the table? Meanwhile, you marry them because of the BBL. Then you want them to still have something down the table. Are you being realistic? Some say it's 50-50. We'll give you wife. We'll give you bed as well. People like Emeku Ugonye, they don't even want to pay bride price. fiancé, free of charge wife. Some of these people, their communities contributed money for them to travel abroad and acquire knowledge. In the Harvard, what did they do? They will return and tell us that we're too egotic.
On the Ivy League, United.
Yes. Want to cancel bride price. Want to do it 50-50. After collecting the woman free of charge, we'll now take her home and do 50-50 as well. Wow. And then when they give birth to children, I guess we'll do the name of the children
50-50.
Some will answer their father's last name. Some will answer the mother's. See, everything is 50-50 now. And maybe when we get on top of bed, it will be 50-50 as well. You're so free. Free 50-50. But you want submission after 50-50. They will still enter kitchen and cook for you, do everything for you, carry pregnant, do everything. Really? These slave masters. We really need to team up and begin to do better. Because here is team solution. Solution, our only solution. No blame game can help us. Cannot help black man. Laziness cannot help us. Either laziness in the brain, laziness physically, no type of laziness will help us. We must accept that we have failed ourselves, both males and females, and begin to be intentional in fixing our lives and our society. Please continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. So we just finished telling you different type of empires that they used to destroy Africa. So now towards solution. We say, let's make Africa great again. Let's make Africa great again. People will say how? Pay attention, listen, we'll break it down for you. Beware of false religion. Because false religion, it can be Islam, it can be traditional worship, it can be Christianity. It depends on how it's practiced. So it's not in one place or the other. Don't run from here to here to here to here. No, it's everywhere. But you will be responsible. You have to open your ears, your eyes, your brain, so that you will be able to identify this one is false. Any religion that does not put the saving of humanity at top priority is false. When we talk of saving physically, spiritually, save is save. The human must be in like the life that they're supposed to live. If any religion that is not putting that on top is a false religion. All humans are born equal, and human life is sacrosanct. It cannot be taken or destroyed, no matter what you're looking for. You must not shed the blood of a human being. It cannot happen. Any religion that is supporting that is false, and you should leave it, stay there. The code is, for God so loved the world that he died. That is John 3:16. Everybody can put this scripture, but not everybody understands the meaning. It means that God wants us to be alive and live comfortably, live peacefully, be happy. That is intentional. That's intention. So anything you're practicing, whether it's traditional worship, Islam, anything that has to take the life of your neighbors, is certainly not God. You are worshiping Ekwensu, Satan. It's satanic worship. That's what you're doing. God died in place of humans. Rather than kill humans, he died. Therefore, any human or force destroying human is satanic, is anti-God. All it. So am I coming out? All humans need to unite against such systems. All humans need to unite against such systems. The price to save humanity was paid 2,000 years ago. The price for peace was paid 2,000 years ago. That's the reality. We do not need to die anymore. We do not owe anymore. So Africans must stop dying. We will do everything possible to stop the devil and his agents, no matter the angle they're coming from. Like my sister will tell you, it's multifactorial. They come from everywhere. We must stop them from everywhere. No matter their names, whether they are called globalists, slave traders, human traffickers, colonialists, neo-colonialists, church people, Islam people, the traditional worshippers, kidnappers, whatever, we must stop them. Because that is your assignment here on earth. If you're giving birth to children, then you must ensure that these children are alive. Any spirituality or religion that involves the buying of other humans for spreading that religion in the name of jihad or whatever it's called, or the use of human parts to do charm for you so that you will succeed, is false religion, false spirituality, an abomination on our land, especially the ancestral land of Igbo land. And such religion should be banned throughout the whole world. It is not doing us any good as human beings. Anyone taking part in crime against humanity is attracting negative spirits and demons to themselves and their families. Parents, siblings, spouses, please check what members of your families and communities are doing. These things have repercussions and they go from generation to generation. So we must stop these things. Don't just keep your eye one side. Every day you see them dropping women from the vehicle, confused and running mad. Don't just say it doesn't concern me. Check who is doing it. Why is he doing it? And it needs to be stopped. Hand them over to law enforcement agents. These things have repercussions and you need to stop them. This was how some of the evil, wicked ancestors weakened Africa spiritually and then attracted evil people to come here and colonize us and take over our land and destroy our kingdoms. Let us be very vigilant. Pick up the bad ones. Let's pick out the bad ones amongst us. Everybody is not bad. But because the good ones are keeping quiet, the good ones are not vigilant, that's why evil is spreading. So we must be vigilant. Work together. Stop the people that are destroying our people, that are selling our people to the enemies. It's time to take charge. Take charge of your communities. Be responsible. Not ewuchimo crying left and right. No. Rise up. Work together. Every sudden wealth must be investigated. Source of overnight wealth is all in Nigeria is always like politics, religion, terrorism, kidnapping, fraud. There's no overnight wealth anywhere. We must begin to encourage genuine process of growth. You see the person is growing, he's learning trade, then he learn trade, he start doing it small, and they come up. Overnight wealth, investigate it. Do not stop celebrating such wealth. Wealth is created and built over time through well-known processes. Social media influencers and celebrities, please, you need to help us on this. Stop flaunting wealth. It is not helping our social reconstruct. We are trying to reconstruct our society. Please don't be bringing it down for us with your fakeness. It's not helping us. Some countries have even gone ahead to pass laws for against any public flaunting of wealth, punishable by imprisonment. This is the era of logic and critical thinking. Our ancestors were very critical in their way of thinking, very logical. We must become intentional about bringing back and promoting logic.
Yes.
In our society. Always ask, this thing I'm about to do, does it make sense? Of what benefit is it? Who is it benefiting? Is it going to benefit us? Not just if it benefits you, then you will go with it. No. Examine and assess every empire or system from the point of logic and critical thinking. If it doesn't make sense, please stay away from it. Even if they tell you it's freedom they're bringing, whatever they're telling you about, and analyze it, assess it. If it's not making sense, stay away from it. We told you that Nigeria is a fraud created by colonial masters based on the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. 1999 Constitution was imposed to tie our hands to the back. why those who impose it become the new owners of the land and the assets. That's why there is poverty everywhere. Unquantifiable poverty in the land is man-made poverty. 1999 Constitution was carried forward from 1979, which is, that one is a product of 1966 to 1970 banditry, inherited from 1960. 1960, when Britain handed us over to Fulani, dating back to 1914, the stupid amalgamation. Of course, over the time, they embellished and reinforced the constitution and all the different constitutions. These things we are doing, we are running it fast, but if you go and examine them, you will see what we're saying. Then you understand that so far Nigeria and Nigerians remain caged. Africa and the black world will remain enslaved and dwarfed. Amalgamation of Nigeria is crime against humanity. An entire world. Only fools and arrogant will celebrate or rejoice over that amalgamation. Under 1999 Constitution, only criminals fight to govern Nigeria. Sane people will not fight to become president of Nigeria. No, because you cannot do anything. You cannot move forward under 1999 Constitution. So that's why you see only criminals fighting and doing everything to make sure they get to Aso Rock. When they finish, they hand over to their sons and their daughters and their friends, while the people suffer and continue to suffer excruciating pain under the evil yoke. Look at it. T-Pain. They're laughing about everything, but it's not even a joke. How can you put people together and put them inside one head? How can they move forward? And when they finish, they will bring their sons. Political parties, we have told you on this platform, they are not your friends. Even in America here, you see Democrats and the black community. Black community in America keep voting for Democrats. Yet, they are not getting anything better from what they're doing. The same Democrats that kept funding and imposing APC on Nigerians, have you seen? They are all the same. Politicians and church leaders are not to be trusted. We told you before. They are liars and are loyal to their empires, not to the people. Do not expect them to help you. They are very selfish and greedy. They help only themselves. They even lack the capacity to be sincere and kind to the indigenous people. They will never. You are better human beings than they. You cannot expect anything good from people that you're better than. You need to do this job of liberation by yourself, for yourself. These people, they went about stealing, committing fraud and crime everywhere. They don't even reverence God. Remember, your God told you to take charge. Go into the earth, multiply, fill it, dominate and rule the earth. That's responsibility. Take charge. We have done our homework. So there's no fear or intimidation in this Nina's work that we're doing. That's all people.
Nope.
You will not, this one does not require your blood. It just requires your brain. And there's nothing to fear about this proposition because the research was done. And everything we are doing, we are coming from a place of knowledge and power. It is time to take back your power from every aspect. We told you that Ninas has succeeded in building a consensus of the victims of Fulani-led invasion, orchestrated by colonial masters, Britain. Because building consensus is very important. You remember initially, Fulanis were masquerading as Hausa Fulani North. So our people in the south didn't really know what was going on. They call all of them the Hausa Fulani. But there's nothing like Hausa Fulani. It is Fulani invading Nigeria, wearing the garments of Hausa Fulani. And people were confused. They continued to do that until they felt that their mission had succeeded. And like a real parasite, they began to eliminate the host Hausa. That is the massive killing you see in the north and middle belt. Is the parasite eliminating the host. You see, decoding the enemy's strategy is the greatest way, greatest war strategy. Decoding the enemy's strategy is the greatest war strategy, and that is what NINAS has helped us to do. They helped us to understand the terror network, and it was critical. How Boko Haram and ISIS became ISWAP. We showed all this in the first video we showed earlier on, for you to understand what is going on. So NINAS built a consensus against the enemy, against the invaders. They built consensus against the instrument of oppression, which is 1999 Constitution. And then there's enforcement mechanism for both. How? Connect the people, the populace to the strategy. That's the assignment. If you're watching us, that's all you need to do to shut down the general election machinery. Our reference point is NINA's 5-point agenda. This part of the work involves the public and is just 5% of the entire liberation work. So all of you shouting on social media, we want this, we want Biafra, we want Yoruba nation, all you're doing is that mobilization, 5%, but you need to do it right. You need to mobilize the people towards self-determination, not mobilizing them towards death. Ndibu, pay attention. So in essence, what the work that NINAS has done this past 5 years, it's about what? That is, what is the problem? What is the solution? When do we solve it? How do we solve it? Who we do what? All put in place. They did solemn assemblies of all the blocks, then made the announcement to international community that they don't want to be governed by this document that was imposed. And then they had what we call constitutional force majeure. And then broke down everything. They broke down everything step by step. Which one is this one? Which one is following this one? Everything about the constitution is 75%. And then we have intra-regional cohesion, which is 5%. That is bringing the people region by region, bringing themselves together. That's 5%. The multi-regional cohesion, that's one that you put everybody coming together with your own, standing on your own ancestral land. Then you form alliance with other people, 5%. Then they took it to the international stakeholders, the owners of the people coming to do whatever they're doing in our land. That is 5%. And then there's interface with existing constitutional and governance order, because we don't want chaos, we don't want vacuum. 5%. Everything broken down. What is left is the mass mobilization, which is 5%, which involves you. Share this video. Explain NINA's proposition to people. If you don't understand, call us. We'll show you. We must make Africa great again. In summary, Constitution is the enemy. Bringing it down is the solution. Shutting down the election, which renews the dead Constitution, is the mechanism. You have done it 6 times, like we told you in the video earlier on. 6 times: 1999, 2003, 2007, 2011, 2019, 2023. And it did not work for you. Giving your power up to people that hate you. They always take your power and then go to Aso Rock and forget about you. What are you doing? You are helping Turtle, like you heard our brother explain, to climb you by yourself, using your hand to carry them to Aso Rock. And then you begin to cry. What do you expect before? So in place of the election, push for transition. Transition now. That's all you should say. Say it now and demand the 5 points agenda of NINAS. Say transition now. That's all you need to say. Thank you very much.
Wow. That is a slam dunk. So let's look at take-home points as we continue to navigate through the final phase of NINA's proposition and self-determination process. For all the ethnic nationalities, please remember that local vigilance is important, crime is local, and politics is local. So these things depend on our people and populace to succeed or fail. And finally, the Constitution is the enemy, not your mother-in-law, not your stepmother, not your sister, not that your annoying uncle that always come and beg money from your dad. Constitution is a problem. Bringing it down is the solution. Shutting down the election, which renews the dead Constitution in the mechanism, is very critical. And in place of election, push, demand for transition now. Say it, demand for the 5 points of Nina's proposition. Do not let any scent with one watch come and confuse you, because they will come. They will tell you now the watch is half watch, and it's not even a full watch. So don't let them confuse you. We must shut down any other criminal activities going on in the name of Constitution. They will come in every format, because they have agreed that Constitution is the problem. And guess who identified it? Ninas. So if you want it to be executed in a way that will be meaningful for you at the end of the day, Nina's proposition must be followed. Any other one is a fake. What is the word I'm trying to use? It's a fake version.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fake version that is there to keep the same oppressors in charge. That's all they're doing. Yeah, I think at the end of Empire, Charles went to Australia yesterday. All the elected officials ran away. They refused to come and, and they welcome the royalty.
Exactly.
So you can imagine that everybody is smart. That's what they're doing. They know their days are numbered, and they're running around in the name of bringing us alternative. Run, and ask for transition now. And here is our announcements as usual. Because of time constraint, I will not be able to read them all. And our t-shirts and our caps are out. This is the ones in Igbo land. Thank you, the ones putting on in orders online. I am working on it. I hope I get your orders out. I got a lot this week. Yeah, I have to take off and go to the post office. So thank you. If you can do this on your own, proudly Igbotic, please go on. It's not about us. It's all about our people. Yes. And thank you. Until next week, brothers and sisters. You take care. We thank you for your time. You are important to what we're doing. Do not feel any kind of way. We can win this war. We can win this, but not with stupidity, with higher level of thinking and brain power. Okay? Yes. Until next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.